In 3 days' time, I have a 200k gravel bike race. The only problem is, I don't have a gravel bike. Today, we're going to sort that out. Let's roll.
We are 90k into a grueling gravel race, and this little baby is doing good.
So the best thing about this is my brother, who doesn't know anything about bikes, got himself a gravel bike about 7 or 8 months ago, but has never used it. And he got himself a gravel bike because he lives out in the countryside, and at some stage he wants to go riding with his young kids. But he's never had the chance, he hasn't really got into the routine of doing it yet. So I thought, well, ultimately, if I can borrow his bike, I've let someone that knows little to nothing about bikes choose a bike for me to go and ride a 200k gravel event on. Well, what could go wrong? Do you like riding your bike?
Yeah.
Okay, can you show me your bike?
There.
You like doing wheelies?
Yeah.
So this is what we've got, and I've got no idea. You got this off a auction site, didn't you?
Yeah, brand new. In a box.
How long's it been up here?
Lost track. Months and months.
Okay.
Since last summer.
Since last summer.
But as I said, I filled the tyres up and the pressure.
No, but that should go down. That should be like, that's not a problem. So these are 45C 700 tyres. I mean, not the most gravelly gravel tyres, but they should be fine. Flat pedals on it. I mean, I think we're going to be fine on this. This is obviously a steel frame. Yeah, I think we're going to be golden on this. I think this is going to be... I don't think I'll need to change too much. Me and Dave aren't friends anymore after the ride in the Cotswolds, but no doubt you'll see in a bit. So the challenge this year is getting my 10 kg steel frame gravel bike that my brother, who has no idea about gravel bikes, has bought, and getting it round 150k, 1,500 meters of the UK's finest gravel racing. I think the race starts about 6:30 tomorrow morning. The nice thing is there's obviously a campsite here. There's food, drink, everything. It's a really good gravel event. One that should definitely be on your agenda, if for nothing more than the simple fact that we go across Salisbury Plains, which in terms of gravel riding is, I guess, like the UK's holy grail. It's beautiful, it's lovely, it's fast, it's everything you look for in a good bit of UK gravel. So I'm going to do the middle route, which basically takes us up and around, cuts off half of the, well, not quite half, but most of the larger route, which is quite nice because it means that my route has slightly less elevation at 1,850 meters, whereas if you do the big boy, then you are doing 2,500 meters for the day. It's probably a little bit too much for me. Right, sign on time. And then I'm going to talk you through my bike and how the hell we're going to make this happen. I'm a bit worried. So this is the bike that my brother has bought, and there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. This isn't a cheap bike versus expensive bike thing. Quite simply, I am just trying to see whether someone who doesn't know anything about bikes can go on the internet, find himself a bike that's within his price range, buy it, and then whether you can actually take that bike and use it for events such as the Stone Circle. So we're doing the 155 tomorrow. So, like I said, we need to make a few changes to this so that we can get it going. Let me just talk you through what we're dealing with in the first place. This is a steel frame. It is actually quite heavy. We are running, at the moment, a 1x, and we have a 10-speed rear cassette. I actually don't know what the range is on the rear cassette, and I can't be bothered to count the number of teeth, so just bear in mind it's a 10-speed. We're working a mechanical group set, and also, interestingly, mechanical disc brakes. So that's obviously where the cost savings comes in. Also, a little bit of cost saving because there's no ends in the, no plugs in the end of the bar tube. So for me to run this bike tomorrow, I guess I'm just gonna have to make a few changes. And let me just talk you through what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna swap out the pedals because these are flat pedals. I'm gonna put my
my mountain bike pedals on, I'm probably going to take a bar bag because I'm going to carry 2 spare tubes. These are 40mm 700cc tires, so a couple of spare tubes. I'm going to put a saddle bag on, which is going to have all my usual stuff in, so pump, levers, and I think that's about it for this bike. And then going to put a Garmin mount on there so that I can load up the route. Other than that, probably just run a little something on here that's got a camera on. So let me just make a few changes to this now, and then I'm hoping we're pretty much good to go, and we're just going to see whether my brother has inadvertently bought us a bike that we can go out and do 155k in at the Stone Circle. It's go time. Good morning. 6:30 in the morning. A little bit more friendly than it was last year. Last year we did the longer route and we were off at 4:30. So that did mean more time sleeping in the back of a car. And sleep is a very relative term when you are just lying in the back of a car. Anyway, we have Salisbury Cathedral somewhere in the background there. First stop on this route is Stonehenge. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a nice, long, gravelly day out.
Gravelly day out.
But you're going hard. Okay.
I don't know. I can't not. But also, I might have an awful.
So you're going hard without going hard.
I don't know. We're going to have to see, aren't we? I just need to read the vibes.
So you're going to set straight off with the front lot.
Well, I'd like to.
Okay.
But I mean, again, got to read the vibes.
I don't think it's a race, Jose.
No, I know. There's a timer. It's hard not to think like you've got to go fast.
As soon as they blow the horn, it's that instinct to just go.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, let's jump on our bikes and let's go and ride some gravel. Right, the girls are ready. Let's roll.
Straight in the nose.
Please just remember today it's not a race.
Shit.
See you later.
Got really squeaky.
Right, we are off. I don't know how long this is going to take. We think 7 or 8 hours. 100 miles, 160k. Right, this bit is actually quite technical once we get out of here, so give me a minute. Very different start this year to last year. Everything a bit more measured, which is nice, but perhaps, you know, going out hard, considering the setup, it's definitely going to have its limitations, gear sizing being one of them. So the question which we're looking to answer is, can we enjoy a big day out on gravel riding when my brother is the one that's chosen the bike, and by all accounts he has got it at a steal, but it's got me on the start line and that counts for a lot. What a great way to start Saturday. This whole route is a mix of kind of access trails, the roads across the Salisbury Plains, and then I think it is quite a lot of fields and single track on the way back. So we get a bit of everything. So one of the highlights of this race, undoubtedly, is its proximity to Stonehenge. Only a few weeks or a week or so past the summer solstice as well. I also am not getting on very well with rutted, grassy paths. We're going to see how that plays out for the rest of the day, because
Oh, I don't like it. We are now on almost on the Salisbury Plains, and we've entered the military firing zone. So this is, I think it's all like military access trails. So it should be beautiful gravel, as Jess is demonstrating. Beautiful gravel for quite some time now. The first 10 miles taken just over an hour, with about 2 or 3 of those minutes spent on the floor in a bush. The spirit of gravel is alive.
The spirit is very much with me.
As far as gravel goes, this is glorious. We're about 25k in an hour and a half, I think, as we meander across what is the Salisbury Plains. Wrong gear. I don't know what that is, but it looks nice. Found ourselves a nice bit of tarmac, which is actually quite welcome after the plains. It's good going, really nice gravel riding, a few holes, but all in all, we've kept it together and we are 45k in. We have another 20k till we get to the first feed stop. That's right, it's 67k to the first feed. It's a long one.
We're about 10k to the first feed stop. Might do a little water refill, but otherwise, yeah, feeling good, feeling positive.
Is this the best bit of gravel riding?
Yeah, this is the bit I feel most comfortable on, to be honest. Really getting into my stride here.
Literally just found the spirit of gravel.
Yeah, it's perfect.
We are arriving too sweet to the first feed station. I quite like this. It's like a sea of dead gravel bikes. Lemon drizzle.
These are sweet potato cracking.
Sweet potato cracking.
Yeah.
Obviously your simple crisps.
They're very salted.
Dark chocolate. No.
It doesn't matter. I don't think anyone cares.
Yeah, just
I don't think anyone cares.
cookies.
Yeah. Little pretzels,
We
watermelon.
do have more coming.
Probably the best feed station I've actually seen on a checkpoint, if I'm honest. One thing that is happening is my top cap is rattling itself loose, which is not ideal. So I'm going to get my gent to Allen key it up. It's been 3.5 hours to get to this point. We're 67 km. We're going to dive back on the bikes. Next stop is 101 kilometers in. So for the next 20k, we have this little glorious wooded section where we end up climbing back up, and then it finishes at this lovely little tower. But we've got about 20k of this, working our way through the woods, eventually gaining some up. Oof. But yeah, gonna crack on with this bit, get this done. It's nice, a bunch of other riders around, makes it feel like more of an event rather than going out solo on your own. This is very cool. In some ways, the kind of gravel off-road riding that I like to do, which is just kind of fire access trails, I think they're called, under the cover of the trees. This is a good section. This is sick. I like it. Following the nav, I don't have turn by turn turned on, so using the IGP Sport, the little one, the cheap one, 100 odd quid, good, done me well, but you gotta get the hang of it. But this is lush. This is really nice. This is the way you want to spend a Saturday. We have left Jess behind, and I am a little bit worried because her bike computer wasn't really showing the correct map, the correct way. So Jess, I hope you make it, babe. Good luck. This stuff is lovely. After the next checkpoint though, I've got no idea what to expect because I haven't done that part of the route. Oh, that's my gears clicking through. Not ideal when you're cycling one-handed. So probably a good time to point out one of the pitfalls of this sweet little ride that I am on. The indexing hasn't been great, a lot of phantom shifting, a lot of kind of just clicking up and down, missing shifts, a lot of double shifts, but my bro paid 450 quid for this. Hi. And we are 90k into a grueling gravel race, and this little baby is doing good. Catching people now. Should be a checkpoint around here somewhere. Lovely. Get to see the tower. It's beautiful. That's my thumbnail, surely. Starting to really enjoy today, which is nice. Kind of gravel's a rather ambiguous term because there's parts of gravel I don't like, parts of gravel I do like, and that second bit was the bit that I like. $101k. Joshy boy changing wheels. Hey!
You missed out.
I'm quite enjoying it. Look, mate, if anyone gets beaten by a guy with reflectors on his wheels.
It's pros you like.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, guys, don't get beaten by the guy with reflectors on. But it's gonna happen because we're coming for you now. I haven't seen Jess yet, which is a bit worrying because I'm a little bit concerned about her mapping and her nav. 101k in, we have the next feed station at 133k, so we have 32k to get to the next aid station, and we are at King Alfred's Tower.
Love that.
Things to get back for. We found her. She had the route backwards on her GPS.
I know, I was gonna go and I was like signalling to turn left, and the guy behind me was like, are you sure that's the right way? I was like, no.
See you at the finish line.
See you at the finish line.
I'm gonna crack on. This is not the moment for this bike to shine. Oh. That's not a light bike to carry over gates. Hopefully that's the only one. I'm gonna get onto these boys, let them do the work. Carry me home, boys. Right, 50k to go. And it is glorious out here. Probably about 12:30. That makes it about 6 hours. If we started roughly about 6:30. Guys, this is my kind of gravel life. These big old access trails are perfect for me. Not too technical, a little bit bumpy, but nice. I can hold on. I just ate shillings for the 4th time today. Rutted paths, my absolute gravel nemesis. I hate them. They're horrible. I'm not. Oh, geez, that was bold of me. I'm not good at rutted paths. Whew. That's number 4. Full number 4. Looks like we are cruising through some nice big fields. My gears are just kicking. I do feel for them because I have, you know, fallen off my bike 4 times today. They've taken a hammering. This whole bike's taken a hammering. It's doing great. I'll talk you through at the end a few things, changes I'd make, but we are getting there. We're getting there. My update for you is that my IGP Sport, the little one, has run out of battery. I think it started on about 70% and it's made it about 7 hours. A little bit annoyed. You know, I should have filled it up to 100, but still. Anyway, so I need to stay with people, otherwise I don't have the route now. Oh, that's annoying. So this is the last feed station. Then it's 18k back in, but I'm not sure what the terrain for the last 18 miles, 30k back in. But I'm not sure what type of terrain that's going to do. So also my wrist on that last fall, it's not ideal. But it might be quite hard to convince this lot to get back out cycling. You got the tour and the TV, and you got all the snacks you could want. Right, jumped on with the lads who have 2 working computers. So between the 3 of us, we are a functioning cycliste. I'm gonna sit on, dragged back to wherever the hell we started. Okay, the wrist is a problem now because any descents that have rocky, hard, sharp, fast descents are just a no-no. I'm a little bit worried. Maybe 12, 13 miles to go. It's gonna be a hard one because I gotta stay with the boys because they've got the nav. Whoa, Max, you've proper screwed this up. You know, if I had the map, I'd just take it nice and easy. I don't have the nav, so stick with these guys, see if we can hold on. Just the pain in the wrist is excruciating. I'm only doing this because I need to update you, but we've got less than 5k to go. The boys have done an absolute solid and trucked it in. They've sat on the front the whole time. My wrist it's made it hard to, like, I can't shift really. Downhills suck, braking sucks, everything sucks. But let me get this in now before we hit the gravel, and I can't do this because I can't ride on gravel and film because my wrist is so bad. Under 5k, 2.5 miles to go. You know, 4k. Gets a bit gravelly again because we come back the way we came out, but feels like we've feels like we're almost there. I'll see you guys at the finish. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, I cannot move my right wrist. That is not good. Boys, appreciate I couldn't do that downhill because I couldn't. My fucking wrist. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers, man. That was actually really enjoyable, considering that last year was brutally tough. I know the question on your lips is, how was the bike? And I'm gonna have to be honest, it did phenomenally well. I was never found wanting for extra gears on the hills. Like, let's talk gearing for a second. Gearing on the hills, absolutely perfect. Rode up the hills easier than when I did it last year on my Pivot Volt, which is an expensive bike. This year, never found wanting for an extra gear, so on the hills anyway, on the descent, yeah, arguably we could have been quicker on the flats if we had a slightly larger chainring. But this little bad boy got me around, and you know, it's beaten me up. I've fallen off and hurt my wrist, but I don't feel that's like the bike's fault. Oh, I'm happy that's over. Let me grab a drink and then maybe stick my wrist in an ice bucket. Sprained it or strained it. Yeah, that's
Can you bend your wrist?
Imagine cycling 50k when that's all you can do.
Yeah. Oh no.
And any time we're going downhill, I was having to grip harder because my first instinct is to let go when it's painful.
Yeah.
And so basically I'm just like...
You've been fighting against yourself for the last 50k.
It's horrible. Anyway, on that note, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. Yes. No, we're gonna wrap this one up. It's been a great day out. I think it took about 9 hours. I think 3 of those were a little bit agony, but the course was great. The 155 is incredibly accessible, and the fact that I did it on my brother's bike, and I love my brother to pieces, but that guy knows absolutely jack all about buying bikes or anything, but somehow he got himself a gravel bike that made its way around 155k of the Stone Circle pretty seamlessly, if I'm honest with you. It wasn't really found wanting for anything. Get your own seat on it, get some wider bars on it so it's a bit more comfortable on the hands, and you would have done very well. Even the mechanical disc brake was a win. I mean, I was taking things a little bit more careful, but other than the fact that it weighs about 14 kilograms, it was a great way to go out and just hammer out a race. This isn't a bike review, and this isn't me telling you to go and buy that bike to go and do things like this. But my point is that you can go out, find yourself a good bargain, and use it for things like this. And I'll be honest with you, it did pretty great. I would like a really expensive gravel bike though. Right guys, I was